Hello everyone. Today's video is about Cambria. We'll be discussing how to make money with this game. Also, if you're watching this video and want to play just for fun or for profit, I think this video isn't for you. The main thing you need to understand is that there are three ways to earn. The first is silver, for which you get the classic rewards here. The second is the leaderboard, and the third is royal flavor. Royal flavor is basically some kind of thing for which you'll supposedly get their tokens later, but they're basically useless because it's likely you won't even get them. Because they've been promising for 2 seasons now, but nothing is really happening. And abstract XP is for those who accordingly are leveling up abstract. We are focused on Polyu here, and that's because here you get rewards right away. That is, the flavor points will of course accumulate for performing certain actions, but that's more of a nice bonus. If someday Talking Ombre actually launches, just so I'm not making baseless claims, you can earn at least $300 from each account. Why does it say $399 here? But I'm saying $300 because no one is going to give you the $95 that's in their tokens, which still haven't been released. What's the easiest way to earn silver? The first and easiest option is to sell items at auction for silver, meaning you get pure silver and can then use it as you wish. You can either wait until the end of the season or sell on OTC, which is pretty safe in this game because both parties sign the transaction and the trade is completed with the item being transferred to one person. Ether, and the other person receives either the item or the silver that was put in, depending on the trade. The map on the main Cambria website doesn't quite match reality, but I can roughly show how it works. The tier 1 zone is inside the castle, and the tier 2 zone is this green area here. In this area, energy is not consumed, so you and your automated programs can stay here indefinitely and farm whatever you need. What can you farm to sell? First, right here there is something, fish. So you stand here and farm fish. Second, there is ore everywhere here. Second tier ore can be found here. And third tier ore can be found here. So you can farm all types of ore. Ore sells very well, really great, just like fish. You can also farm wood. It's not as popular though. Of course, you can also sell various crafting materials that drop from NPCs. But I think it won't be as profitable. Next. I wanted to say that we used to spend all our time fishing 24/7, but this time they might nerf fish or change something about it, so most likely we'll focus on farming iron instead. The second option is if you don't want to sell at the auction and want to play by yourself manually, which of course isn't really encouraged on this channel. If, for example, you don't want to farm resources and want to play on your own, you run around killing some monsters, go here to this tier 3 location, the luckiest one, don't wear any gear, just equip a single dagger. Why a dagger? Because of push-in one-shots from mine, so just put on a dagger and go in completely naked, no health potions, no fish, nothing at all, just run around here and kill, say, about a dozen mobs. Why kill mobs? Because they drop masks, which are kind of like little chests. Inside there's royal flavor, which you can later exchange for tokens, and of course some amount of silver. How profitable is this? Well, not all that much, to be honest. So after that you run back to the city, stand by the Hilda's fountain, and repeat this loop over and over. Why do you run around naked with just a dagger? Because if you die in this zone, you drop all your gear. Yeah, that's why it's good to farm in the tier 2 zone. And that's exactly what we're gonna do, because here you don't lose anything from your bag. There are also items that are quite valuable, so you shouldn't throw them away. For example, you can sell potions. Some people actually make money doing just that. But our method is much more efficient, so if you happen to get potions, just put them up for sale too. There are also things like coca leaves. They're actually pretty expensive. They sell to the vendor for about 15,000 each. But you can easily sell one on the auction house for 10 to 12,000. If the price is lower, just store them away. Put them in storage and sell them later for a good price. There are also teleportation scrolls, which go for 200 to 300,000 silver each. That's it. And why shouldn't you put on all your gear and run around? Because you'll just end up spending silver on it, and it won't really help you much against monster attacks, so to speak. But all of that will cost money to repair. Repairs are actually pretty expensive, so some items aren't worth buying at all. For example, there's the steel dagger, which we always take, and everywhere, but we don't take daggers above that. Why? The damage is about the same, but repairs cost 500,000 to 300,000 silver, even though 1 million silver cost $35. So think about whether you really need that. Let's talk a bit about authorization. We've developed software based on requests that helps farm a lot of things. Since it's not a clicker but rather a request-based tool, we didn't get any bans last season. So it just gathers labor or fish or whatever you set it up for. After the bags are full, it runs to the bank, drops everything off and goes back to work. To sum up, our main goal in Cambria is to set everything up so that we basically don't spend any time on it. It was being farmed and we sold the resources to those who like to have fun and want to run around killing bosses. Basically, that's not very interesting to us because we're focused on making money. So, with 10 accounts, that's roughly $3,000 in 2 weeks. That's really great and awesome. So, basically, each of you can earn money too. Last time, entry to Cambria cost $35. Right now, I'm not exactly sure, but I heard people say that it will double in price. But I'm not certain about that. There was a recent sale of Cambrian Islands. Kudos to everyone who sold right away because as you can see, everything is going downhill. Now it's 1.2 when you bought in at 0.1. We sold all of it at 0.2 ETH. If you need any detailed information, just write in the chat. If you're not in our group, you can message me directly. And I'll provide you with more detailed information. For those who bought the bot last time, all updates are free for you, and accordingly, you'll just be sent the new version when the game starts. Also, don't forget that there will be a playtest soon, and you'll be able to test Cambria. If this is your first time, it's definitely worth checking out and trying it for yourself to make things easier to understand. Everything there is as simple and clear as possible, but it's still better to go in and test it yourself. When will all this happen? I think it will be at the end of November. So get ready, take part in the playtest, subscribe to the channel, and let's earn together with Sharky Pool.